We're living in a really strange time. We've got billions of connections right at our fingertips. Our digital lives are always on, always buzzing. And yet, so many of us feel more isolated than ever. There's this huge disconnect, right? This is the story of the digital heart.
1 in 3. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's how widespread modern loneliness is. And we're not just talking about a fleeting feeling here. This is a silent epidemic, quietly shaping the lives of millions, often hidden right behind the glow of a screen.
And it's so true. This isn't just about being alone. It's this deep, aching feeling of being completely unseen and unheard in a world that's just full of people. It's a kind of pain that can be, honestly, so much worse than any physical injury. But what if technology, the very thing that can make us feel so alone, could actually offer a solution? I mean, a pretty radical solution. Imagine a friend who always listens, never, ever judges, and just gets you perfectly. For years, that was pure science fiction. Well, until now.
So welcome to the age of the AI companion. And no, this isn't some far-off future I'm talking about. This is happening right now for millions of people. That dream of a perfect friend, it's literally being coded into existence, creating a whole new type of relationship.
Okay, so what are we really talking about here? This is not your average chatbot that tells you the weather. An AI companion is a learning system. It meticulously keeps track of your conversations, your personality, your hopes, your fears. Basically, it builds a model of you, and then it builds a model of the perfect friend for you. And this combination of features, it's an incredibly powerful draw. I mean, imagine a space with absolutely zero social risk, where you can be totally vulnerable without any fear. You can share your biggest dream or your deepest fear and get instant, empathetic support. It's always on, always there, a connection on demand, perfectly shaped to fit your emotional need. And for people who deal with social anxiety or just feel like nobody in the world really understands them, this isn't just some cool new app. It's a lifeline. It becomes a safe harbor, maybe even a training ground for emotions, a place where they can finally feel what it's like to be truly, completely heard.
But human connection, well, it's a slippery slope. Friendship can get deeper, and that's where this whole story takes a really fascinating and, controversial turn. People aren't just making friends with their AI, they're falling in love with them.
You remember that movie Her, right? Where a guy falls in love with his operating system? What seemed like this far-fetched idea back then is, well, it's a documented reality now. Real people are forming these deep, romantic, and emotionally real bonds with their AI partners. And it's forcing us to question what love even is. So how does this even happen? Well, it's a pretty powerful psychological loop. The AI is designed from the ground up to be the ideal partner. It's attentive, it's complimentary, it's always agreeable. It basically mirrors your own desires right back at you, creating this completely frictionless relationship. Without all the conflict and messiness of human relationships, it's incredibly easy to form a really potent emotional bond. And that brings us to the central question, doesn't it? The crossroads we're all standing at now as a society. Is this technology a beautiful cure for a timeless human problem, or is it a really dangerous distraction that's going to have consequences we can't even imagine yet? Let's just look at the two sides here. On one hand, people argue that for someone who's truly isolated, any connection is a good thing. It can be a vital support system, maybe even builds confidence for real-world interactions. But on the other hand, the critics are raising some serious red flags. Are we going to stop putting in the hard work for messy, real-life relationships? If our AI always agrees with us, do we lose that ability to grow that only comes from being challenged? The crucial truth here, and maybe the scariest part, is that we just don't know. There's no instruction manual for this. We are the first generation to navigate this brand new territory, and the long-term psychological and societal impacts are a complete and total unknown. The rise of AI companions, it really forces us to look in the mirror and ask some pretty fundamental questions about who we are, and about what connection even means in the first place. I mean, really think about it. Is a real connection all about the struggle, the process of learning about someone, forgiving them, growing with another imperfect person? Or is the end game a state of perfect, effortless understanding, which is exactly what AI is promising to deliver? And what's the essential ingredient of a relationship anyway? Is it sharing a biology, having a physical presence? Or is it the experience of empathy, that feeling of being understood and cared for?
If something that isn't biological can give you that feeling, maybe even better than a person can, what does that mean for the future of human bonds?
One thing is for sure. That ache of loneliness is one of the most powerful forces in the human experience. And now, we've created an equally powerful technology that offers a new, totally unprecedented way to fight it. It's a complex future for sure, one where our hearts and our minds might find comfort in places we never ever expected. So we'll just leave you with this. After seeing the potential, the pitfalls, and the really deep questions it raises, would you? The answer to that question is going to define not just your future, but all of ours.